Namaste. A very warm welcome to Nalanda Global Webshala series. Myself, Srimati Ramya. I am the librarian at Nalanda Nityakala Mahavidyalaya. Let me take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to the founder director, Dr. Srimati Kanagrele, Principal Madam, Dr. Srimati Umarele, Technical Team, Srimati Vaidehi Relelal, Shri Vignesh, Shri Narendra, and all my teachers at Nalanda Nityakala Mahavidyalaya. My topic for this series is Open Education Resources, or OER as they are popularly called, for teaching, learning, and research. OER importance grew manifold in COVID 19 due to the lockdown situation where each one of us are locked within the four walls of our house. All the institutes are closed. There is no access to the library. However, due to internet connection and simple electronic gadgets, we get access to a qualitative educational material through OER. The objective of this session is going to be to understand what exactly are OER, its types, the licenses under which OER are covered, various initiatives of OER in India and abroad. My dear friends, just look at this image. Here, the man is going down to Google Baba. Now, just guess who is this man? This man is a representative of you, me, and everybody who goes to Google Baba for every single thing, be it project, assignment, or simple things like shopping and recipe. But my dear friends, I would like to ask you a simple question here. Do you get all the information on the Google relevant? Just a single term and you get a lot of results. At times it is very difficult to go to each result. It's very time consuming. But you will be surprised to know that what information that you find on the Google is just a surface level. Yes, my dear friends, it is just a difference level because the huge amount of the information lies beneath. Yes, my dear friends, this information that you find beneath is copyrighted. Yes, it's not very easily accessible. It requires you to put your login credentials. It requires you to subscribe. That is, it is not at all free. However, thanks to OER or Open Education Resource, which revolutionized the way information is sought on the internet. Now, my friends, let's understand what is OER. So, what is Open Education Resources? Open Education Resources was first coined in the year 2002 at UNESCO conference while discussing the impact of open courseware for higher education in developing countries. Open education resources are teaching, learning and research material in any medium, digital or otherwise, that reside in the public domain, that is absolutely copyright free, or have been released under open license, limited copyright, that permits no cost access, use, adaptation and redistribution by others with no or limited restriction. In short, OER are openly licensed, freely available educational material that can be modified and redistributed by the user. For example, the book by Mahatma Gandhi ji, My Experiments with the Truth, it has now become a public domain book. This book now anybody can translate it, can give his own take on that book and write a new book. without seeking permission from the actual copyright holder of the book, because this book has come into a public domain now. It's absolutely copyright free. So the part of open education resources fall into public domain, or it comes in open licenses. Open licenses means it is a limited copyrighted material. However, there is no need to seek permission from the copyright holder. There is no money involved to access the material, to use it, adapt it, redistribute it. However, there are little restriction remains in the open licenses. We will learn more about open licenses in the coming slides. So, to understand or the repeat of what we understood now, open education resources are free. They are easily available, immediate. It is usually a qualitative one. It's online, easily available, and it can be reused, readapt without seeking permission. As a teacher, if I use OER material for my online teaching, I need not take permission from the creator of this any OER material that I find on the internet. What are the types of OER? Online books like textbook, literature, open courseware. Open courseware is nothing but the open courses that we find on the internet like Coursera, Khan's Academy. In India, it's Swayam courses, EG Pathshala courses. Images like art, graph, photographs. Videos like films, mini lectures, documentaries. Audios like podcasts, recording, audiobooks. Software and digital tools like programs, video games, simulations, apps. This all come within the preview of types of open education resources or OER. OER falls under CC license or Creative Commons license. Before we understand Creative Commons, let's understand copyright. It's all right reserved with the owner of the creative work. This creative work can be literary, artistic, or musical in nature. Without seeking the written permission of the owner, work cannot be copied, published, distributed, or used for commercial and non-commercial purpose. Copyright is denoted by the symbol C within the circle. Public domain. It's denoted by the C cross within the circle. That means it is without copyright, copyright free. They are the work published before 1923 or work of long dead owner, or the work where the owner released it directly in public domain. Friends, copyright laws are time bound. In India, work come under public domain when its owner has completed 60 years of its death anniversary. Like in case of Mahatma Gandhi ji, his book My Experiment with Truth came into public domain in the year 2009, which was 61st year after his death. In similar way, every country has a law for works to be in public domain. This work can be adopted, copied, published, distributed, or used for both commercial and non-commercial purpose. Now coming to Creative Commons or CC license, it's denoted by double C within the circle. It's not very restrictive like copyright and not very open like public domain. There is some right reserved. Work can be used without permission but as per the rules set by the owner. Now what are these rules? These rules are the right to retain, reuse, revise, remix and redistribute. Together they are called 5 R's of open education resources. The mix and match of these 5 R's are together form the basis of Creative Commons license. There are total 6 types of Creative Commons. Let's understand the 4 terms in CC license. First term, attribution, denoted by human figure with the circle. It means the work can be reused, revised, remixed and redistributed for both commercial and non-commercial purpose, but with due credit or acknowledgement to the original owner. For example, if I release this PPT under CC BY license, you can use my PPT as mentioned before, but you should acknowledge me in your PPT. Next is ND equal to sign within the circle, means the work can be retained and redistributed without any revision or editing or translation. For example, if I release the PPT under CC BY ND symbol, it means you should use my PPT as it is without making any revision or addition for commercial and non-commercial purpose. Next term is share alike, reverse C within the circle. Like again quoting my PPT example, here my PPT should be copied, can be copied, edited, distributed, but provided you to release your PPT under the same license or share alike license. Last term, $sign within the circle means non-commercial. Here the work can be copied, edited, distributed, but only for non-commercial purpose. Now, how to search OER on Google? Go to Google homepage. There is a setting in the right hand side down in the bottom. Click on it. Select Advanced Search. Go to Usage Right. CC license will appear. Select whichever as per your need. Same for Google Images. Give a search. Select the tools. Go to Usage Rights. Subtitles will appear. Select Not Filtered by License if you are a student. Next we come to different OER websites for images. First one is Pixabay. It has over 1.8 million plus high quality free images. It is a very popular website for royalty free images which you can use in your educational material. Next is Unsplash. Varieties of free images arranged category wise like nature, travel, technology, animal. Next is Photo.com. It has over 335 million free photos by 15 categories like art, building, education and holidays. Now coming to OER website on free music or audios. First one is Bensound. Royalty free music by different genres. You can make your PPT or educational material interesting using music from this website. Next is Jamendo.com. Along with royalty free music, it has music by independent artists. Next is National Jukebox. It's maintained by Library of Congress, the oldest public library in the world, situated at USA. It has put its Collection of sound recording available on the internet. Now coming to videos. For videos, we all go to YouTube. For viewing, it is okay. But if we want to use videos in our PPT or educational material, then please use CC license videos. For that, go to enter your term in the search box, click filter, go to features, select Creative Commons. Next is TeacherTube. TeacherTube is another good source for free educational videos arranged subject wise. Audio videos of lesson plans can also be found here. Gutenberg.org is the oldest project of OER on online books. Lot of public domain books can be found here on different genres of literature, science, fiction and non-fiction. DOB, Directory of Open Access Book, arranged subject wise. Along with English, other foreign language books can also be found here. Next is archive.org, a very popular website for e-books. I myself have used it many a times for downloading various Indian classical dance related books like Gita Govinda, Tandav Lakshanam, etc. However, a word of caution, all e-books here are not copyright free. Here again, you need to filter your search with copyright free or public domain option. LibriVox is a good website for audiobooks. Now coming to major Indian OER initiatives taken up by the Government of India under Ministry of Human Resource Development. In India, OER was basically developed to improve the education gap, help school and college dropouts and lifelong learners. One such initiative is National Digital Library of India maintained by IIT Kharagpur. They changed its looks with new features during COVID-19. It is the biggest source of e-content material like e-text, videos, question papers, lectures, etc. can be found from kindergarten to PhD level, categorized under 8 buckets like engineering, science, humanities, literature, law and management. They have also included research repository on COVID-19, which includes scholarly publication, videos, journals, etc. Under featured collection, they have included the work of legendary film director Satyajit Ray and many more. Kindly explore this website for more information. You can also find solved UGC NET question papers here for your NET preparation. Next is Shodha Ganga, repository of thesis, PhD thesis submitted by Indian universities. It has over 2 lakh plus Indian theses. Those of you who are preparing for PhD can go through this website for reference. You can also filter PhD thesis subject wise and even university wise, like if you want to see thesis submitted by Mumbai University or SNDT University or Savitribai Phule University, you can do so. Next is Shodha Gangotri for PhD synopsis, research proposal, MRP project. Those of you who have their PhD topic approved can refer this website to get an idea in making research proposal or synopsis of the thesis. NAPTEL stands for National Program on Teaching Enhanced Learning. It has engineering courses contributed by all the major IITs of the country. EPG Pathshala, it is an open courseware or e-learning platform for PG students. It consists of self-paced learning, means You can refer the course anytime as per your convenience. It has e-content and video lectures. Swayam, study of web of active learning for young aspiring minds. It is another e-learning platform. It is divided into 4 quadrants. That is, first one is video lecture, second reading material, third self-assessment, fourth online discussion forum. These courses in Swayam are announced in the month of July and December. The courses have to be completed within the allotted time. It's absolutely free with only minimum amount for appearing in the exam. It is very popular among the students and professionals wanting to update their skills. Biggest advantage of Swayam are its courses are UGC recognized and has the credit transfer option. Means you can get the credit after completing the course in Swayam. You can get the credit which you can transfer in your home university, or you can simply go for e-certificate. Vidyamitra is a one-stop e-content for all the project developed under NME-ICT, National Mission for Education developed through Information Communication Technology. It has audio video learning material, textual material, multimedia enriched material. Next is Sakshat, one-stop educational portal for the learners from KG to PhD. Along with the various e-content, it also provides educational news, examination alerts, scholarship details, etc. You can explore this portal to know all other OER projects developed by the Government of India listed under various categories like school, undergraduate, postgraduate. I hope you all must have enjoyed this session. I request you all to kindly go through this website and explore for yourself. I would like to conclude my session with this beautiful quote by Steve Jobs. Learn continually because there is always one more thing to learn. Thank you. Keep learning, keep sharing, and keep growing.